this stuff we're in right now, like I'm primed for it.
Yeah.
Like, I've already gone through
I
the
know.
mire, and it's like,
You were saying earlier, like, I'm built for this. Like,
yeah,
let's do it.
yeah.
I'm Jamie O'Kane, CPA, Small Business Advanced Tax Planning and Compliance Extraordinaire, and this is the Abundant Beans Podcast, the podcast that takes my love for learning what makes people tick while digging into the good, bad, and ugly of small business ownership. We strive to give you the insight that only those in the trenches of being and working with entrepreneurs can provide. Today, I'd like to welcome to the podcast Ryan Foster. Ryan is a man of faith, family man, veteran, and a patriot. He's the owner of I Am Insurance, the president and co-founder of the Reveille. Of course, that makes sense. I don't know why that didn't occur to me. The Reveille Project. Relationship-driven and passionate to be a leader in his community. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Who introduced us? Do you remember?
Steven.
Oh, was it Stephen Crawford?
Crawford, yeah.
Yeah,
He's the other Marine.
He's kind of
had a couple Marines now.
Yeah, I've had a ton of Marines actually. Yeah. Do you know Tammy McVeigh?
No.
Did I introduce you to Tammy McVeigh? I might owe you an intro.
Now I'm forgetting. You introduced me to someone and we connected for sure. But...
It was probably Derek Porter.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, I can't remember where they came from. I don't know. Yeah, I have a bunch of Marines lately. I don't know. You guys, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. So Ryan, tell us, what was your first job?
First job. I worked at the Crystal Rose over by Southwest Plaza. I was a dishwasher, and I horribly sucked at being a waiter. So I think I started as a waiter, failed at that, and then I was a dishwasher.
I forgot there was a Crystal Rose in Southwest Plaza.
Yeah.
That is hilarious.
There was like 5 of my buddies. We all worked there.
That's too funny. Where did you go to high school?
Columbine.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I was like, I knew you were native.
Yeah.
Which there's not a whole lot of us anymore.
Nope.
I was actually laughing at somebody the other day. They're like, I need to get a Colorado number. And I'm like, why? They're like, so people know, so people answer the phone. I'm like, 99% of the people that I'm like really close to in my network don't have a Colorado number.
Yeah. It used to be weird. Like someone would give you another, like, oh, you're not in Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
And like, now I don't even think about it.
It's totally normal.
Yep.
So give us a quick synopsis of your background from Crystal Rose to insurance.
Okay. Grew up, in the Littleton area,
mm-hmm.
Played sports, played soccer and stuff. Went on to play at Oregon State for a couple of years. And then shortly after 9/11 happened, joined the Marine Corps, was stationed out in Camp Pendleton,
mm-hmm.
Did 2 tours over in Iraq. Yikes. And then came back and started doing insurance with my dad. So,
oh, that's right.
Yeah. So he got into the business when he got out of Vietnam. His dad passed away when he was 21 and bought the agency then. So he's been doing it for like 45 years or more. And then originally was going to be a firefighter when I got out. It was in 2007, so the economy sucked. I was going to actually move to Austin, Texas, and they didn't hire for like 2 years. So naturally, I just started working with my dad and doing benefits. So my dad's a PNC guy.
Mm-hmm.
We started doing benefits for a lot of the groups that we insure.
Awesome. So just explain for our listeners what PNC is.
The property and casualty. So kind of all the general liability, workers' comp, do home and auto, all those type of things.
So what are some of the biggest insurance needs you guys help fulfill for businesses?
Right now, obviously with everything going on, is trying to put them in the right place and save them money where they're at. And that's always been the goal. Mm-hmm. It's just kind of even more, I think we have a chance now to really do some good work for our clients with some of the products that are out there and some secondary type insurances that you can put in place. Mm-hmm. And so really we're brokers. We shop the market, work with a large general agency that provides us with plenty of data, plenty of products, information to kind of keep everyone up to date and keep them in the right place. And so, and for me, it's really about the relationships I build with my clients.
Yeah, it's interesting in this, to the time of the recording where we're like, what, 4 or 5 weeks, 3, 4, I don't even know, into, stay at home isolation period over COVID-19. One thing we're suggesting people do is go talk to your insurance person. Is there something that needs to happen with your policies, either to save you money or get you better coverage, or, what needs to happen with this stuff? Because now is really the time to reevaluate everything.
Oh, for sure.
Just take a look at everything.
And especially those businesses that can't be producing income. You got to find ways to cost contain and, try to do the best for your employees. Obviously, you're working on a bunch of the CARES Act stuff and things like that. And for us, it's cost containing in their products. Like, can we move you to a leaner plan? Can we, shop the market again? Or, and luckily we could do all of it digitally too. So if we do need to make a move, we have the ability to do that without having to, see or touch anyone.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's the goal right now. No seeing or touching. What was I going to say? And then it's interesting in this, like, as people are shifting their businesses, like I know a restaurant who got a food truck. And I was like, oh, sales tax. Right. My first thought is, oh, Lord, sales tax, but also insurance, right? They have different insurance needs now.
Yep. We were dealing with one of our cannabis companies that we deal with, and they're mainly stores, and they shifted to delivery. And so they were calling my dad asking about, okay, now if we have delivery, vehicles and all that stuff, what other extra insurance comes into play? And so you're 100% right. Like, to shift fast, you got to be covering all the things too that, making that move.
Yeah. And I think, especially when businesses are trying to shift, they're not thinking always about, what do we need to do to talk to our insurance person? What do we need to do to talk to our accountant about this stuff or whatever? But yeah, I watched that. It's just a friend that from high school, their business. And I was like, oh, you got a food truck. That's awesome. And then I was like, oh God, sales tax. Because Colorado sales tax is nuts. Absolutely nuts. And I'm just like, I hope you thought about that. But also, I don't know. I keep thinking I need to go check with the Department of Revenue and be like, what are we doing with sales tax for all these people that are now doing delivery?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Are we going to give them some kind of, vacation or something on this? Because I kind of feel like we should.
Yeah. Quick.
Yeah. Because you could be out of compliance, on your first delivery.
Yeah.
So yeah, there is some interesting shifting, or even like the vet clinics that are like doing curbside drop off or pickup. That could change their risk, right?
Yeah.
Taking the animals out of vehicles and
handling and stuff where usually you're bringing them into the place, so kind of there's definitely exposures and things that someone should look at.
Interesting. I was just something that I was thinking of. So what are some of the biggest mistakes you see businesses make when it comes to their insurance and risk management?
Especially right now is not, I even using a military term, complacency kills.
Yeah.
Just not doing anything right now. There's multiple ways for you to, keep your business going, ways to cost contain. And I think if you're just going to sit there and try to ride it out, you're already probably getting behind. So talking to people like yourself, talking to your insurance agents, talking to your banker, all those type of things should be going on right now to even just prep for what could come, because we really don't know right now.
No, we don't know.
The end game is.
Yeah, it's interesting. And you and I were talking about this before we started rolling, but it's interesting to watch the businesses that are just sitting back and not shifting in any way or doing anything. And my fear for them is they're not seizing this opportunity. They're not seizing an opportunity to change their business fundamentally.
Yeah.
Even just working on processes. I say this all the time. You could just at least be working on processes while it's quiet, so that on the back end, you're running more lean and mean.
Yeah. Well, and especially with the time, you have time. Like for most of the people, if you're, you're non-essential and no one's working, then what are you doing? There's really no excuse.
Unless you're an accountant or a banker. I have not been busier.
Same with me.
I've not been busier. And a lot of it is just trying to figure out which way is up on all of this. Like, I want to help you. I just don't know which way is up.
Exactly. And I think I don't think like for me, I've been like saying this, I think on a couple of my posts and things, like I don't think I've ever been so built for a time than this. Like a couple of products that came in like leading up like a couple months ago that fell into my lap. Just some of the processes we can do. Like, dude, I'm so set right now to figure out, hey, here's at least on the group health side, here's ways I can save you and we can get you in the right place, to ride this out.
That's awesome.
In some cases, it'll probably even better their product.
That's really awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really interesting how we have to be kind of scrappy.
Yeah.
In this time.
Yeah.
But also it's bringing out like you said, I'm built for this. And I am too. I'm just like, ooh, opportunity. I see changes and things and let's go do this. And some people are like, yeah. And some people are like, no, I'm just going to wait.
Yeah. And I think I feel like you're probably on the same level as like, not even having to be scrappy. Like if someone wants to come to me and just ask me, pick my brain, I'll give them my time. And if they have a relationship already with another broker, like I can't leave them, but I'm more than willing to be like, I hope your broker's showing you this or doing this for you.
Yeah.
And if not, maybe go ask them, because if you're not willing to leave or whatever, I can help you out. I think just want to do good. Like I think we were raised, by my dad and all that to really value small business. And like, it's a huge driver of this country.
Yeah.
And, it's hard for, I guess, me, like growing up the way my dad's brought us up and seeing these businesses starting to struggle a bit. And just want to help.
Hard. Yeah, it's hard. I've always worked in small business and I've always loved small business, except for that 1 year I didn't, which I absolutely hated because I was like, I don't know what's happening right now. I love small business. I am small business. We work with small business. And that is the hardest, and that's the hardest part for me is, I have a huge heart for small business. And that's why we created a Facebook group where I could actually like do Q&As and stuff so that people could get good answers on some of this stuff, or at least I can say, this is what we understand now, or this is what I'm understanding needs to happen here. So at least people can get better information than, Joe Schmo down the street who thinks they understand how the economic impact payments are going to work.
Yeah.
But it's ever evolving. So
that's, we were talking about this, the state we're in right now. It is. I mean, even on my side, carriers have been changing almost by week, kind of what they're offering, whether it's a special enrollment period or dropping to like leaner plans or stuff like that. It's all been kind of changing. One of the things I would have liked to see, and if people need healthcare, I wish some of the carriers too would, they open up these special enrollment periods for businesses to hire any of the employees that want it, that maybe missed out on open enrollment. But my thought behind that is like, you're asking an employer now to pay more by opening up a special enrollment. I think they should have done something where even if the employee will pay the cost, they can get on to at least get covered.
It's interesting to watch so many people lose their health insurance benefits because they lost their jobs, and how that's going to be a huge burden on our healthcare system. Yeah. I was reading somewhere, my friend's an ER nurse, and she was like, they're not giving us hazard pay.
Yeah.
She's like, and if we get sick, we have to take our PTO.
Yeah.
And I was like,
my wife and I, because my wife's a nurse too.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah. So we were chatting about that because like, obviously when I went overseas, we had combat pay and all that. Man, this is feeling very similar.
Yeah.
We would, do something for you guys, because I know a lot of those guys and gals are working their butts off and, getting sick. Some of them are dying. It's scary.
It's scary. So what are some of the key pieces every business, what is this? What did I even write here? What are some of the key insurance pieces every business should have?
Mainly sticking in my expertise of
absolutely
the group health stuff and all that. Always, I think a good broker will always be assessing the market every single year for a client. Like that's where I think I win a lot of times, is like some people hadn't seen their broker for a couple of years or something like that. Just kind of neglected them, maybe because they were smaller or just got too busy. I don't know what, but always assessing the market, making sure you got the right product in place, asking if there's new products that can, lower your premium or something like that. Like there's like self-funded or partially self-funded, level funded products, they actually assess the health of the group, and then rates are determined off of that, which you can crush rates compared to the fully insured market. You know, like I did like 5 auto parts stores up north here in Denver, and moved them from Anthem to Aetna and saved them $60,000 for the year.
Because they probably have what, do they have a younger?
Actually didn't. It was just the health. You know, if there's no chronic illnesses and stuff, will kind of kill that product. But if you're a healthy group, I mean, there's no reason you shouldn't be seeing it. It usually works best for like 10 plus employees, but every business owner, HR person, whoever's handling the benefits side should be at least seeing if they're a fit for it. And if not, then, you know, they need to be checking it out.
That's really cool. So yeah, let's talk about, you know, in the light of the current crisis, you know, what shifts are you seeing? What shifts are you seeing in business? Which ones are you seeing, you know, and what people need? Yeah.
And I think just starting to see that. I've started having because all the carriers, like I said, are allowing you to maybe drop down to leaner plans. So raising deductibles and out-of-pocket maxes, things like that. So I'm starting to see some of my clients say, hey, can you give us some options? So that's kind of where they're maybe foreseeing, like, you know, if we don't have some income coming in, we need to start, you know, cutting costs somewhere. And that's one of the ways we can do it. So I'm seeing that start to happen. And then, you know, for most of the part, most of my clients are hanging tough right now. Like, you know, we're really feeling like about a month into things, you know, and I think most of them are sustaining. And, you know, I've done a lot of promoting of like, you need to get on the CARES Act stuff, talk to your bankers, start figuring out your loans. I mean, these are things that are going to pay for your payroll, pay for your health insurance costs, your regular insurance costs. There's a lot of different things that those loans can cover to help hopefully float us through, you know, why we're being staying at home.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
The shift to work from home has been really interesting.
Yeah. Of course, I kind of always either here or at, you know, we have a couple offices up in the tech center, but
yeah,
I'm at home a lot.
I'm always here. Like right here.
Yeah. It's good. I mean, I think like you and I said, where it's just, I've been sitting here for like 8 hours a day or more.
It's been
where I usually go out and meet some clients or do something. It's just sitting here getting stuff out.
Yeah, I did a panel at 7 p.m. last night, and I was like, I am done with today. Funny part though is my daughter she took a shower downstairs and she like walked by in her towel. She's 9, and the facilitator was like, "Well, we're live," and I was like, "We are live." And I was like, "Please go."
That's the thing. I mean, you know, we both have kids and stuff, so like I've been on conference calls and things, and you hear kids in the background, and I kind of enjoy it. Like,
yeah,
you know,
I don't care.
Real life going on, and it's kind of funny. But I am though the type too that tries to respect my end user. So for my client, I'll be like, "Hey, everyone, be quiet."
Yeah, the family, I mean, they're generally pretty good, but it was 7 o'clock at night and they were just like, it's past, you know, they were good all day. I had other meetings. She was amazing. But anytime she sees the camera on and she can see that I'm on, she's like, "Can I say hi to everybody?" And she had been so good all day. And then she had enough. And I totally get like, she was just like, "I'm tired, but also mom's on the camera and I've been so good all day." You know, they're generally pretty good, but then it's just like, this is life, right? Yeah. Especially when we work from home, and especially when you schedule a panel at 7 p.m. at night. Yeah. The people are going to be home. Yeah. My husband's like, "We need to get you doors or something." I'm like, "What you doing right now?" He's actually works from home right now too. So, but I was like, "We got stuff, you know, you could start making my doors for me."
Yeah. Build your studio.
Yeah. So tell us about the Reveille Project.
Yeah, so the Reveille Project is a nonprofit. I co-founded it with a couple other buddies. Just kind of getting into my transition out of the Marine Corps, kind of made a mess of my life for probably about 5 years.
Yeah, it's hard.
Just a lot of drinking and poor decisions, and just not, I mean, I went from being an infantry dude to selling insurance.
It's a huge difference.
And so, you know, being an athlete my whole life and doing that, kind of knew I needed to get back to my fitness and nutrition. And so dropped into a CrossFit gym, and started working out again. Kind of fell in love with the CrossFit. I drank the Kool-Aid and all that. It really is, though, out of all the things like I've done, like every single type of sport, it was the one thing that like had so many different aspects. To like really master it, you got to be training daily.
Yeah, and there's a whole community around it too.
Yeah, and that's why we started it. My gym that I went to, the people there were amazing, whether you were like a training athlete or you're just, you know, the mom or dad, you know, trying to just hang out and have fun. And I think that's where I was like, this is perfect for vets, because, you know, the 24-hour fitness and stuff like that, it just doesn't build a community as well. And it was just the type of team environment that I really liked. So we kind of built the program off of that. So it was
awesome.
It's kind of, you use fitness, nutrition, community, and there was an optional faith piece to it. And kind of just that holistic approach to helping veterans transition out of the military.
So what have you guys been doing with Reveille now that you guys are closed, right?
Yeah. So we're kind of going through a transition period too. It was tough. I mean, running a full-time insurance agency, and then doing that, trying to basically almost full time. I mean, I was draining like the family time, you know. My wife's like, well, one, you're not like making anything doing this. Like, why are you doing it? And so we're trying to transition to figure out if we're going to become, you know, maybe kind of a fundraising arm for a couple other nonprofits to help support and do the same mission that we do, but they're already doing it on another level. So it could go that way. So we're kind of in a transition period. So
it kind of worked out.
Yeah, it's not the time the stay-at-home stuff hasn't really killed us. It's kind of making me just think about where do I want to take it, and where do we want to take it.
Yeah, it's interesting, the pause people are taking almost too. Like, if you can take a pause right now and look at your business, you know, or your nonprofit, and be like, where do I really want to go with this? What's my goal and my purpose here? Yeah. So what were some of the biggest challenges in creating a nonprofit? Those are tough.
Yeah. I'd say everything in the beginning, it was, I knew nothing about nonprofit, nor did anyone starting it. So we kind of leaned into the CrossFit community. There was a couple other nonprofits that kind of mentored us, and that we're doing it on a decent scale, you know, raising, I think both of them were kind of raising over, you know, several million a year. So that's pretty good for a nonprofit.
That's really good.
So we leaned into them and just kind of got things rolling. I mean, I feel like anything we do these days, like if you're not putting your heart and soul into it, it's not going to be a thriving business. It's just either you take that decision like, hey, we're just going to help, you know, a few where we can, or if you're going to make it your decision, then you got to put it all in. And unfortunately, you know, having a family, mortgage, bills, all that stuff, it's, you know, I couldn't really make the decision to sell everything and do that. So
good. So what has been some of the greatest successes though with Reveille?
Yeah, we've had, you know, just a lot of great testimonies from vets, whether they're losing weight, stopping smoking, eating better, actually getting integrated into the community, you know.
That's
like
awesome.
You know, ones that didn't want to go outside much or things like that. We see them wanting to show up constantly at the gym and look forward to it. And
that's
so
cool.
those are the things. I know, you know, my 2 tours, we lost almost 30 guys in our battalion.
Jeez.
And lost several over the past few years as well, just them taking their lives and stuff. And I think for me, like I went through kind of this dark period, and I want other guys and gals to know that you don't have to stay stuck in that.
Yeah. And it's normal, but there's a way out.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, we're granted, I mean, I feel blessed the things that I went through over there, and, you know, and it really gave me an opportunity to grow my character and give people, you know, another story. Like this stuff we're in right now, like I'm primed for it.
Yeah.
I've already gone through the mire, and it's like,
you were saying earlier, like I'm built for this. Like, let's do it.
Yeah. And but then we were talking about, I was talking about finding joy in the trials, and that's really where it comes. Like you can flip things on their head. Like you don't have to have anxiety and fear and those things run in your life, you can really take control by finding the joy in it, and which is really weird to say and like at the time, but I think that's where, we really start to thrive in life. Because
I mean, we were talking about this before we started rolling, but like this whole situation has just, it's shown me where resilience is, but also like, it's okay to not be okay sometimes. But I find that I do better when I'll have moments where I'm not okay, but if I'm, rolling up my sleeves and looking at opportunities and helping people and doing clarity and, running Facebook Lives and doing all these things, I feel like I'm actually contributing to people hopefully being better on the back end.
Yeah.
And that's all we can do. Right. And I can do podcasts with people who know other aspects about how to, do this stuff and, what's helpful right now. There's things we can do in a way that just, at least maybe people are encouraged in some way, or they have a next step, right? They can go look at their insurance stuff. They can go call their person and be like, what can you do?
Yeah.
Here's where we are. Here's where we think we might be. Here's how we've changed our business in the last 4 weeks, which rapid change right now. I got people working from home or, whatever.
Yeah.
That's all changes their risk profile. It all needs to be addressed. But they can do something.
Yeah. You nailed it there. I mean, I think all of us, then that's like a big thing that I wanted even people to get out of Reveille, and just me as a person is leading with a servant heart.
Yeah.
Like I always try to help my neighbors out. I try to help my family out. Like those are the ways that like fill my cup. And I found that always, picking yourself like, oh, like woe of me and all these things, it's not going to lead down a road that you want to go down. And I think doing the best that you can, if you can reach out to your neighbor right now, or employees or whoever it is, family, like it's a great time to teach your kids things about like how grateful we are to just live in this country and be operating the way we are. Like
I mean, we're working on, just things being different. Like I had to run to Target this last week and my daughter's like, I want to go. I'm like, you cannot come with me. Like literally I'm going in and out. Like this is not a Target trip. This is an in and out.
Yeah.
And she's like, but I want to go. I'm like, you cannot come with me. Like this is a different time. And so we're working on our ability to, be flexible too. But it's hard. But then I just, I have a coach and I was just like, what can you do? And then he's like, what you want to do? And I was like, yeah, I'm going to start the Facebook group just because that's how I can help people, like, what do you need? How can I help you?
Yeah.
If there's something we can do, or if, there's other people in there, it's not really taken off yet, but I am doing weekly lives in there and we'll see, what people need or what questions can be answered. And then we can also bring all of our experts in, give you guys also a place to answer questions and things like that. So it's just nice to also be like, I'm not okay. Yeah. I posted in there that, my daughter climbed into my lap on Saturday and I just started crying because I was like, apparently I needed that, because it's just a lot of pressure right now.
It is
on all of us. And it's okay. It's okay to be okay, not okay sometimes. But I think if we acknowledge we're not okay, then we can figure out what's next. All right. So before I ask my last question, what is the easiest way for people to find you?
They can go to, for insurance stuff, it's at www.iminsurance.com. And then for the Reveille Project, it's www.thereveille, and it's REVEILLE project.org.
I'm singing the Reveille song in my head right now.
That's it came from that. My dad used to wake me up that way. He was
really?
Vietnam vet, and he'd come in, flickering the lights, and that was every morning almost.
Wow. So, and then you're like, you're not traumatized by that? Because I probably would be a little traumatized.
I love it.
That's hilarious. So what would your one big piece of advice be for a business owner when it comes to risk management or insurance?
I would definitely be calling your brokers. That's whoever it is. If you feel like you need a second opinion, reach out to, but there are so many options right now for you to start saving money.
Yeah.
And a big part of it is in the group health market. The carriers are being lenient on certain things. There's ways to make moves without even changing your plan, like changing carriers and stuff like that. And if not, a lot of us have digital ways of, implementing a new carrier, new products without, having to see or touch anyone.
I think, what I find in the insurance space for a lot of businesses is they just don't know what all the options are or what they need.
Yep.
Oh, I need life insurance.
Yep.
You have a buy-sell agreement that requires it. Do you see that right here?
Yeah.
Life insurance required. You need to go talk to the people.
Yeah. And I think just reaching out, like we said earlier, complacency kills.
Yep.
We sitting around just waiting for it to pass. There's so many options. People like yourself that they should be calling, their bankers, everyone that has a facet of their business. Probably you should reach out and say, hey, what are you hearing? What should I be doing? And compile what works best for your business. Cause, we were talking earlier how stuff is changing for you daily. I know you're advising on some of the SBA stuff and things like that, those loans. I mean, it seems like one day people went in and applied, and then we're told something different the next day. I mean,
and then we have new final interim.
Yeah.
New final interim guidance.
Yeah.
5.6.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, and I've said this before, but anytime we ask a sluggish government agency to actually implement something on top of the fact that they're all working from home.
Yeah.
I think we also have to remember and keep telling people this. We're dealing with people.
Yeah.
We're dealing with people who have to figure out what the heck Congress wanted, and create guidance around it. And,
And the other thing on top of that, by being active, but also be patient.
Yeah.
It's weird to say it like that way, but like being patient is a form of action.
And,
we have never gone through a time like this. And it's, you gotta take a moment and like, before you, get frustrated, go either, at coworkers or go at your family or whatever, take a minute to, that's why it's built in us. If you take that 1 second to kind of think before you start speaking, slow to speak, slow to anger, those type of things. I mean, we'll get through this.
Yeah. And I think, if you're taking the steps to do everything you can, your only option is to step back and wait for, your expert on the other end to fix it or to help you with it.
Yeah.
Like I'm sitting out with weekly emails to my clients. Okay, here's what we know, but also thanks for your patience, because we have to keep shuffling stuff.
Yeah.
Because then this is on fire, or, this client needs this, or, my whole process of the first in, first out is not working for me, because we have to be flexible too. And if you have just a 1040 and no SBA loans to deal with, or, everything's fine, you're going to sit on the back burner for right now, and I don't like to do that, but we don't have much choice. We have to take care of our clients in the way that they need to be taken care of. And we don't know what that looks like a lot of the time, but we're just doing our best.
Yeah. And that it is. It's almost a day-to-day or week-to-week thing. I mean, things are changing, and just stay on the offense.
Yeah, we're trying to.
Yep.
I'm actually a really better defender, so I always play defense. So,
all right.
Maybe that's just why I'm built for fires. I don't know.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Ryan.
No, thank you, Jamie. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much for listening or watching. Be sure to subscribe on YouTube, iTunes, or wherever you prefer to listen. If you learned something and found some useful information to apply to your business today, please consider giving us a thumbs up and a review. Until next week, be abundant.